Curriculum adaptation, a demand for inclusive education. Dr. Dhaval P. Vyas, simplified explanation. Chapter 1, Inclusive Education. Inclusive education means education for all children. Every child has the right to learn and participate equally in the classroom. According to the Indian Constitution, every child has the right to education. Inclusive education believes that children with disabilities should learn together with other students, instead of depending only on special schools or special services. In an inclusive classroom, all students participate in activities. Teaching methods consider the needs of all learners. Students with special needs are supported but not separated. Inclusive education is an important way to reach every child and support their learning. For inclusive education to work properly, the curriculum must be adapted. Number 2, curriculum adaptation. Curriculum adaptation means changing or adjusting the curriculum so that students with different abilities can learn effectively. It includes using different teaching methods, giving different ways to understand information, allowing students to show their learning in different ways. Curriculum adaptation is a continuous process. Teachers modify the teaching plan to meet the needs of students with special needs, CWSN, children with special needs. It helps teachers accept students of all abilities, make learning challenging but achievable for everyone, support students throughout the school day. Number 3, importance of curriculum adaptation. Curriculum adaptation is important because it supports inclusive classrooms, helps students with disabilities learn better, provides equal opportunities, encourages participation of all students, improves learning outcomes. Number 4, introduction to curriculum. Curriculum is the most important part of any education system. The quality of curriculum determines the quality of education. A good curriculum helps society to preserve its past traditions, improve the present, prepare for the future. Curriculum development and planning are therefore very important for effective education. Number 5, meaning of curriculum. The word curriculum comes from the Latin word currere, which means a course or racetrack. It is similar to the Hindi-Sanskrit word karyakram, which means program of activities. Simple meaning, curriculum is the total set of learning experiences provided to students for their overall development. Number 6, different aspects of curriculum. Curriculum can mean several things. 1, a planned program of studies in a school or college. 2, the subject content taught to students. 3, all learning experiences inside and outside the classroom. 4, a formal program of teaching, learning, and co-curricular activities. 5, evaluation of student performance to measure learning. Number 7, definitions of curriculum. Kerr, 1960. Curriculum includes all learning that is planned and guided by teachers, whether inside or outside the school. Alberti and Alberti, 1959. Curriculum is the total activities organized by the school to achieve educational goals. Derek Rountree, 1981. Curriculum is the structure of ideas and activities developed by an institution to meet students' needs and educational objectives. Curriculum planning. Curriculum planning means designing and organizing the curriculum according to the goals and needs of society and students. Curriculum planners must consider educational goals and policies of the country, personal, social, and vocational needs of students, growth of knowledge and its impact on life, important values needed for future generations, professional skills required for successful careers. Number 9, factors affecting curriculum planning. Curriculum planning is mainly based on 5 important factors. 1, developmental needs of students. According to Jean Piaget's theory, children pass through different stages of cognitive development. 1, sensory motor stage. 2, pre-operational stage. 3, concrete operational stage. 4, formal operational stage. To support complete personality development, curriculum should provide various learning experiences and co-curricular activities. Dasher 2, societal needs. Society changes due to science, technology, and social development. Curriculum must prepare students to face modern challenges and social issues. Therefore, school curriculum should reflect the current and future needs of society. NAP 3, vocational needs. Students must prepare for future careers and jobs. Because technology and industries are changing, learners must develop new skills, positive work attitudes, strong work ethics. This helps them contribute to the economic development of the country. 4, national needs. Education is considered a national investment. A country expects its education system to produce skilled workers, responsible citizens. Therefore, curriculum plays an important role in nation building. Number 5. International needs. Today, we live in a global and competitive world. Educational standards must be modern and comparable with other countries. Since knowledge is growing rapidly, curriculum should be updated regularly so students can compete internationally and find opportunities worldwide. Concept and definitions of inclusive education, easy explanation. 1. Concept of inclusive education. As a teacher, you may notice that all children are different. For example, some students learn quickly, some students learn slowly, some need extra help and guidance, some students can learn independently. Because of these differences, teachers sometimes need to spend extra time helping certain students inside or outside the classroom. Simple meaning. Inclusive education means giving all children the chance to study together in the same classroom, regardless of their abilities or disabilities. It ensures that every child gets equal learning opportunities. Students learn according to their maximum ability. No child is excluded from education. Definitions of inclusive education. Advani and Chadha, 2003. Inclusive education provides a supportive environment where all students get equal opportunities to learn. It brings children with special needs into general education, recognizes the different needs of students, uses appropriate curriculum, teaching methods, and support services, encourages cooperation with parents and community. Simple meaning, children with and without disabilities learn together in the same classroom. Menevavan, 2001. Inclusive education means implementing policies that allow all children to participate in educational programs. It means that education for disabled children becomes part of the general education system, not a separate system. UNESCO, 2005. Inclusive education involves changes in curriculum, teaching methods, school structure, and strategies so that all children can learn. It believes that the regular education system should educate all children. Bu, Quirk, Almazan, and Valenti, 2010. Inclusive education means students study in general classrooms according to their age group in neighborhood schools. They receive high-quality teaching, special support, and interventions. This helps them succeed in the main curriculum. Salamanca Framework, 1994. Inclusive education recognizes that students have different needs and learning styles. Schools should provide suitable curriculum, proper infrastructure, effective teaching methods, good learning resources, cooperation with community. Main characteristics of inclusive education. From the above definitions, inclusive education means all children are placed in the same education system. No discrimination based on disability. Children study in general classrooms in neighborhood schools. Children with disabilities have the right to learn with other children. All students participate in school activities and curriculum. What changes are needed for inclusion? To include children with disabilities, the whole education system must adapt, including school structure, school buildings, furniture and facilities, teaching methods, classroom management, curriculum, textbooks, assessment methods, curriculum adaptation concept. Curriculum adaptation means modifying or adjusting the curriculum to meet the learning needs of children with special needs. It is a continuous and flexible process. It helps teachers accept students of all abilities, ensure that every student learns, provide equal learning opportunities. What can be adapted in curriculum? Curriculum adaptation may include changes in 1. Teaching and learning environment, 2. Teaching methods and techniques, 3. Learning materials and support tools, 4. Learning programs, 5. Assessment methods. These changes help students participate fully in learning activities. Flexible features of curriculum, NCS. The National Curriculum Statement, NCS, supports inclusive education by allowing flexibility. Examples include 1. Flexible learning outcomes. Learning outcomes do not strictly define content or teaching method, so teachers can adjust them according to students' needs. 2. Flexible activities. Teachers can design different activities suitable for students' abilities. 3. Relevant context lessons can be connected to students' real-life situations. 4. Extra time for tasks. Students who need more time can get extra time for assignments or assessments. 5. Flexible assessment. Teachers can use different assessment methods. 6. Adapted learning programs. Learning programs can be designed according to students' needs. 7. Alternative communication methods. Students can use sign language, braille, assistive devices, other communication tools. 8. Adjusted expectations. Teachers can adjust expectations according to students' abilities while still encouraging high achievement. 9. Focus on social justice. Curriculum promotes human rights, equality, healthy environment, inclusive values. 10. Removing learning barriers. Teachers should identify learning difficulties and plan lessons accordingly. 11. Breaking assessment into smaller parts. Large assessment tasks can be divided into smaller steps. 12. Flexible time for lessons. Lessons may last one activity, several classes, even a full term if needed. 13. Flexible weightage. The importance of learning outcomes can vary based on students' needs. 14. Flexible learning programs. Schools can design programs depending on available teachers, available resources, student needs. 15. Slower or faster learning. Some students may learn faster, acceleration, learn slower, extended time. Advantages of curriculum adaptation, easy explanation. Curriculum adaptation has many benefits for students and teachers. Learner-centered approach. Teaching focuses on the needs, abilities, and interests of students. Improves educational environment. It requires changes in the classroom environment so all students can learn comfortably. Relates learning to real situations. Teaching becomes connected to real-life situations and students' experiences. Equal opportunity in education. All students, including children with disabilities, get equal access to learning. Encourages participation. Students become more active participants in the learning process. Work in small parts. Large tasks are divided into smaller and manageable parts according to students' needs. Supports different abilities. Teachers can differentiate instruction to match students' abilities. Accepts diversity. It respects and supports differences among students. Responds to students' needs. Teaching methods change according to individual learning needs. Provides flexibility. Teachers can adjust lessons, methods, and activities for students. Based on learning pace and style, students can learn according to their own speed and learning style. Areas of curriculum adaptation. Curriculum adaptation mainly occurs in 4 important areas: instructional strategies, instructional materials, curricular content assessment practices. Number 1, adapting instructional strategies. This means changing the way teachers teach in the classroom. Teachers modify teaching methods so students can understand the lesson better. Examples of instructional strategy adaptation: using demonstrations or role play, using gestures, visuals, and verbal cues to highlight important ideas. Scaffolding, teaching concepts step by step, encouraging active student participation. Examples of participation techniques: response cards, thumbs up, thumbs down, hands-on learning materials. Teachers can also change classroom grouping, such as large group teaching, small group learning, cooperative learning, individual work. These strategies help students participate more actively in learning. Number 2, adapting instructional materials. This involves changing teaching materials or tools used during instruction. Teachers may provide different types of materials so students can learn more easily. Types of material adaptations. 1. Adjusting readability level. Teachers can simplify reading materials by using lower-level reading books, shortened texts, books with simpler vocabulary. 2. Highlighting important information. Important parts of the lesson can be emphasized using bold vocabulary words, highlighted keywords, acronyms, summaries of main ideas. Using multi-sensory materials. Materials can involve different senses, not only reading or listening. Examples: pictures and diagrams, 3D models, graphic illustrations, digital media. Examples of tools: audio recordings, video lessons, internet resources, educational software. These help students understand concepts more easily. 4. Using safe and durable materials. Sometimes teaching materials are changed for safety and durability, especially for students with physical difficulties. Examples: plastic cups instead of glass in science labs, plastic petri dishes instead of fragile ones, soft books or laminated books for easy handling. Simple summary for exams. Advantages of curriculum adaptation: learner-centered teaching, equal educational opportunities, encourages participation, supports diversity, flexible teaching methods, learning according to pace and style. Areas of curriculum adaptation: 1. Instructional strategies. 2. Instructional materials. 3. Curricular content. 4. Assessment practices. Now, 3. Adapting curricular content. This type of curriculum adaptation means changing what is taught to students. Sometimes the difficulty level or amount of content is adjusted so students with different abilities can learn effectively. It focuses on reducing or modifying the cognitive demand of learning tasks for some students. Examples of curricular content adaptation: 1. Reducing vocabulary words. A teacher may give fewer vocabulary words to a student who finds language difficult. 2. Reducing number of questions. A student may solve only odd-numbered math questions instead of the entire exercise. 3. Limiting the number of facts. Instead of learning many details about different animals, a student may learn only a few facts about one animal. 4. Spelling pretest option. Students may take a spelling pretest. If they perform well, they may skip spelling work for that week. Teachers can also simplify content by breaking concepts into smaller parts, asking simpler questions, adjusting tasks based on memory, attention, and thinking ability. These adaptations help more students participate in the same lesson. 4. Adapting assessment practice. Assessment adaptation means changing how teachers evaluate students' learning. It focuses on modifying the way students show their knowledge and learning outcomes. Examples of assessment adaptations: giving extra time during tests, allowing a scribe, someone to write answers, for students who cannot write easily, using different evaluation criteria, providing structured worksheets and exam formats, evaluating learning process as well as final results. Teachers may also allow students to express answers in creative ways, like not only through written exams. Alternative ways students can respond. Students may demonstrate learning through collage, sculpture, drama or theater, pantomime, musical composition, physical demonstration, photography, graphic presentation. These methods help students show understanding in ways that match their abilities. Principles of curriculum adaptation. Curriculum adaptation for children with special needs is based on 3 main principles. Provide appropriate learning challenges. Tasks should be challenging but achievable for students. Respond to different learning needs. Teaching must consider individual learning styles and abilities. Remove learning barriers. Teachers should identify and reduce obstacles that prevent students from learning. Needs of an inclusive curriculum. An inclusive curriculum should have the following features. 1. Child-centered curriculum. Curriculum should focus on the needs and abilities of each child, especially children with disabilities. Learning objectives should be specific, observable, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound. 2. Flexibility. Curriculum should be flexible, allowing teachers to modify teaching methods, learning activities, teaching strategies. This helps students with special needs participate actively in learning. Number 3, participation. Students with special needs should learn in an environment where they can actively participate, often through small group learning, cooperative activities, interactive lessons. 4, association with parents. Parents play an important role in learning. Children learn not only at school, but also at home, so cooperation between teachers and parents is essential. Curriculum for different disabilities. Some students may need changes in the general curriculum, for example, visual impairment, hearing impairment, locomotor disability, intellectual disability. For students with mental retardation, intellectual disability, a holistic curriculum is needed that focuses on skills, abilities, interests. This can be achieved through an IEP, Individualized Education Program. Challenges in developing an inclusive curriculum. There are several difficulties in implementing inclusive curriculum. 1. No universal model. There is no single model for inclusive curriculum. Different stakeholders have different approaches, such as competency-based approach, evidence-based approach, problem-based approach. 2. Lack of clear objectives. Sometimes it is difficult to measure the success of inclusive education because definitions of quality education vary between countries. Clear standards may not exist. Sharing successful practices and experiences can improve understanding. 3. Role of teachers. Teachers are very important in implementing inclusive curriculum. Therefore, teachers must participate in curriculum development. Teacher education programs must prepare teachers for inclusive classrooms. Teachers need training, resources, and support. Support systems such as teaching materials, professional networks, community support are essential. Hack conclusion. Curriculum adaptation is an effective way to support students with different learning abilities. It does not always require a large amount of extra work, but it does require a different approach to teaching. By adapting the curriculum, teachers can provide different ways for students to learn, allow students to show their understanding in different ways, ensure that all students succeed in the classroom. A teacher should remember, open quote, even though all students are in the same classroom, they may not be at the same level of learning, close quote.